Hello everyone, it's Megan with AboveRubyStudio.com. Thank you for joining me for today's Tuesday tutorial in February. Oh my goodness, February 2012. This year is flying by already. I can't even believe it. CHA was fantastic. We did some really awesome things. We premiered the brand new Megan Elizabeth Embellishment Combo Pack of Adhesive, all new Megan Elizabeth products, including our new sparkle lights. So there's little fun packs of sparkle lights that are now out and available. I'm going to show you what they are in this project. There's the new Megan Elizabeth ink edgers. The edgers are so fabulous because they're really designed specifically for inking edges of paper with a really soft and juicy ink pad in a 1-inch square, so you can really hold on to it and get your control. But it's really juicy and soft so that it gets in the creases and corners of smaller intricate things. Fabulous stuff. I am using everything from the current Megan Elizabeth Club Ruby Designers February kit. It's all about love. All you need is love. Fabulous kit. It is available right now through craftycorner.com. So the paper that you see, the ribbon, the embellishments, all but this ink is included in that kit right now. So go over and check it out. You're going to see some great things like a full packet of brads from My Mind's Eye, this 35-piece brad set that are fabulously gorgeous. You're going to get your hands on first, before they're available in stores or other places, the Megan Elizabeth sparkle lights. There's some sparkle lights included in each one of the kits in this pretty pink color. They really light up your page. You guys, I'm so excited about this. I'm so excited you're watching. All right, let's get started. We're going to put this layout together. I think that this is just a beautiful set of paper, and I set it over at Club Ruby Designers for our members, the people that are watching our videos specifically for membership. I had already said how I just think it's so fabulous that this paper makes creating so easy. Sometimes you can get your hands on just different sets of paper, and really it just takes that hard work out of it because the colors just go together so well. They're simple, but yet they have enough to them that you can really just kind of place things on there, and I feel like it comes together easy. And sometimes it's, it's a challenge. Sometimes creating is really hard work, and sometimes it comes together just beautifully and simply just because that paper speaks for itself. Anyway, I feel like this kit does that. I have a squared out picture of Benson and Genevieve. This was an 8x10 and I squared it to be 8x8 inches. And I think that this picture is just the perfect big brother, little sister love. And I did a little bit of journaling here. I used one of the pages from the kit as the base, and you're going to see that. And we're going to cut this out so you can see my little tip trick for saving paper. I use it all the time. If you watch my videos long enough, I'm sure you'll see this tip used several times over. This was a 12x12 sheet included in the kit. These papers are both from My Mind's Eye, but I cut this down so that it was really just focused on this word love that was already on there. And this is kind of what that looked like before. It was a full 12x12 sheet. It said love, and then it was just this really fun notebook kind of print all across the top. I used this already in another card at Club Ruby Designers. It's just fabulous. Anyway, let's do a little trick here. What I'm going to do is place down in sort of the center of my paper little marks of where I am going to be cutting out some of this paper. So I'm going to start right here. I'm going to go right here, let's see here, maybe here, here, and here. So you're going to kind of see, and let's double check to make sure, yeah, that fits over. So we're going to cut out the interior of this to do some matting and reverse this out. This is already going to be covered by this. We don't need to waste all this paper behind here. So even if you're not using it twice over on one project, you may want to cut out the interior of other projects. Again, just saving that beautiful paper, using it a couple times over. It saves you some money in the long run. All right, so I'm using my Cricut trimmer here. This one actually has little notches so you can see exactly where you're cutting to. There's little rulers on the side, and if you follow those notches, you're going to see how far you're cutting. Different cutters have that function. That's one reason I like this one. If you really need to measure something out, it works really well. Yeah. Anyway, good stuff, good stuff. All right, go to here about. So now I cut that all out. And it might be a little bit wonky, but we're going to be able to fix that in no time flat. Let's make sure this fits. Should fit just perfectly. It does. adjust it where we need it to go. And if we need to trim down this photo at all, we can. And I'm going to trim it just a little bit so that it all fits on here. And we have this beautiful little pink edge. So now I have plenty of extra space, and I'm going to do some scalloping. I'm going to do my Fiskars scallop border. I'm going to start in the center, work my way out, and I'm just going to do the top and bottom. Not going to go all four sides. There's no need to do all four sides. But this is just going to give a beautiful little extra detail. Just line it up. Where that green ink is where you're just going to line up your cuts to slide right in there so that it continues the border perfectly. I know sometimes people, I've had viewers already ask me, they flip it upside down and they try to line it up upside down, but really most border punches nowadays have this function. And you know what, let me just see how this looks with just one side done. Let's take a look before we do all four. There we go. That should be plenty of trimmed off edge. Now these circles, I was messing with this before. They're not straight, so you can't really use a line of circles thinking that it's a straight line of circles. Just telling you. Just mentioning that. Learned from experience. Glue Glider Pro. My ATG hasn't been working for a little bit, and I've been using the Glue Glider more and more. I do like it. I like the new push-pull. Okay, adhesive along the edge of our cutout frame, just so that it doesn't get hung up on anything when we go putting it in or out of our scrapbook pages. And then some adhesive on the outer edge. Let's see, left side as I can with where that circle falls. Or circle. Holy moly, where that square falls. I'm looking at the circles on the page and I'm going to pop this up. I'm going to use some of the Megan Elizabeth You Cut It foam. It is part of what's included in the kit of the embellishment combo pack that's coming out. It's a 4" by 4" square of adhesive foam that is 1/8 inch thick that you can cut to any size you want. If you guys watch my videos long enough, you've seen me cut out packaging after packaging, and then all those little pieces of the circles or diamonds or squares or whatever shape you happen to be using, you know, you have to peel each individual one off. Well, now you can just peel one strip off, make it fit exactly where you want it to fit, make it nice and big if you need it for a bigger project, and you're just not using a ton of little pieces everywhere. So it was just a convenient way to not have a bunch of little things that you're always peeling off. All right, so we're using that, and that's going to go off here to the side just a little bit. I have another sheet of this paper. I actually cut it off from, I guess it was this side, because it had this edge. So what was left over, I cut it down and I flipped it so that I could do a little bit of journaling on it. And I already wrote about what brings joy to my heart with my 2 kids and the love that they have for each other. And I'm going to use these sparkle lights, and something else that's in the combo packs, or that is part of what I'm using, is my new mini adhesive squares. So they're really itty bitty. You can see them on there a little bit, and they're going to come in strips, not in a roll like this is. It'll just make it really easy for you to take the new sparkle lights or any rhinestone or other little embellishment that you have, stick it right on there, and it's already dried. You don't have to try to mess with wet adhesive. Fits right on top. Fits perfectly on top. You can press it down, leave it there for when you're ready to use it, already ready to be ready to be adhesived, ready to be stuck on there with the adhesive, or you can leave them and as you're ready to go. But I felt like instead of giving you guys packs of adhesive rhinestones or adhesive sparkle lights, that this was going to be a much stronger option for you to work with, and then you had more flexibility to use them for other things. And this adhesive, I swear to you, is almost as strong as a hot glue gun. I have my Cricut machine is now decorated with these sparkle lights in different colors, and I've used it several times for different mediums, and man, it's really strong. Okay, I'm using 2 of the pearl brads that were included in the kit for Club Ruby, and I'm using my We Are Memory Keepers brad setter, poking a little hole in my paper using the brad setter. And then you can use the brad setter to wiggle it through so that it sets without trying to push your fingers between and cutting your inside your fingernails and everything else by trying to separate the brad feet. Alright, so this is just going along the top to give some bling. Not to mention that one was already separated a little bit, so, well, maybe not even enough. See, this just rocks in place, separates it out, and you just press it down. So awesome. I love that brad setter. Okay, so there's some edging there. I'm going to grab the Megan Elizabeth Bachelorette color. All of my names are really fun. This red is called Check Me Out. I have one blue called Chillax. This purple is called Lush. The orange is called Sweetness. The brown is called Wrap Me in Chocolate. Green is called Limelight. Gray is called Rainy Days In. The dark navy blue is called Salty Sea, and the black is called 1 a.m. because everybody does midnight for black, and it's not midnight, it's 1 a.m. Anyway, really soft and juicy. It's really wet, and even though I'm not using something that has a intricate, sides to it, you can see how soft that is to really get in creases and corners of hearts and just all those intricate shapes that we like to cut out using our die cutting machines. Okay. Again, colors go perfectly. These 10 colors go great with many of the colors of paper layers as well. This is going right along this side here, kind of up in the corner. I'm going to use some adhesive, Arts High Tack adhesive. We're going to place this up here along the side, straight on. Great little bit of dimension with those. I have some other brads that I pulled out that I might use. I haven't decided exactly yet, but I know I want to make a little bit of like a ribbon rosette, kind of smushed and coming out here. And we're going to start doing that by using an adhesive square. I'm probably going to need 2 or 3, but we're going to start with one, peel it back, and press it right down kind of the center of where we want to start with our ribbon, almost rosette. I'm going to go in the corner. I'm going to place it down, and then I'm just going to twist it, I guess you could say. Actually, I'm going to do a couple of these. So we're just going to kind of place these down and twist it as we go so that we really get the adhesive where we want it, and the ribbon stays where we want it to as well. So just twist this around, and I'm going to make this kind of big. So there's many different ways to do this. I've showed it a couple times, but this one's just going to be a lot more loose. I don't want it to be this tight, harsh ribbon rosette. I want it to be really kind of flowy. This ribbon is very, translucent, sheer, just beautiful. So I really want that to be what you see more than this tight little bunched up ribbon rosette. And that's why this adhesive is so great, because it's just quick down, it's strong hold. It's going to stick where you want it to, keep that ribbon in place. It's just beautiful. Now what you can do is grab one of the brads that were included, and you can use the We Are Memory Keepers brad setter to poke a hole straight through, even through to the ribbon. Do this on a good work surface. I have a wood table under here, so it does actually work, but you'd want to do it on like a cutting mat or something. All the way down through the paper. Flip it over, rock it back and forth. That's also going to be just an extra little bit of security for keeping your ribbon where you want it to be, and it just looks so beautiful. I mean, that's just such a great custom little embellishment there. I'm going to add just a few more little brads on here. I'm really doing it sporadically. I'm not doing this in a necessarily planned out pattern. I just want them to add a little bit of extra interest to my page. But I don't want it to go, overboard either. But I don't want them to look like they were placed on in necessarily a row of anything. I just want them on here. That one's kind of flat. There's also some tinier ones and different kinds of blingies in there, and they come already kind of open, so you don't have to kill your fingers. Okay, so I got cut off there a little bit at the very end. I just finished putting down just a few more of the brads, and that pretty much completes my layout for today's Tuesday tutorial. I hope you guys have a great rest of the month of February. Enjoy the moments, and I'll see you again soon at AboveRubyStudio.com. Bye-bye!